Good evening. I'm Carolyn Schoenberger from the Chicago Legal Clinic, and welcome to Immigrant Issues. I'm very excited tonight to have two very special people here from the Spanish Coalition for Housing. I have Joseph Lopez, and I also have Raquel Garcia. And we're going to be talking about various programs that they offer, and they are really a major player all over the city and the county of Cook dealing with housing issues. Very important, very exciting programs they offer. And they also offer it in both English and in Spanish. So I'm very excited. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you,
Caroline,
so
for having
much.
us.
Nice to have you too. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Chicago Legal Clinic. I'm going to speak in English and then in Spanish, and I have some very important words. So the Chicago Legal Clinic was established in 1982 in South Chicago, and it was called the South Chicago Legal Clinic for Immigrants, but after the Pilsen office was added, it became the Chicago Legal Clinic. They dropped the South and they dropped for immigrants because our services expanded. And the reason why the Chicago Legal Clinic was established was because there were no low-cost attorneys or agencies to help people in South Chicago. At one point in time, South Chicago was a bustling community. The steel mills were there, and there were restaurants and movie theaters and stores, and people who lived in the area could go and shop and eat. But after the steel mills started closing in the 70s, shops went out of business, restaurants went out of business, people needed legal assistance, and there was none. So the Chicago Legal Clinic was founded by two new lawyers who graduated from DePaul, Ed Grossman and Bishop Thomas John Paprocki, and they opened the South Chicago office in one room to assist people. Well, the demand was there, and pretty soon the office in Pilsen where I work was opened. Austin office was opened, an office downtown, and there are two free legal advice desks in the courthouse, one that deals with foreclosure and the other that deals with child support. Additionally, there is a free legal advice and referral clinic at Harold Washington College for the students, where I'm also a professor. So if you have any questions whatsoever dealing with immigration, foreclosure, you want to buy a house, I say that because of my friends from the Spanish Coalition who are here tonight, Social Security, disability, if you have questions regarding problems with domestic violence, we can help you address that issue in court. We also have programs that deal with wills and deals with powers of attorney and guardianships. So if you have a problem, please call 773-731-1762, 731-1762, between the hours of 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Please call, and I'm going to say this up front. I know there's a lot of fear right now because of immigration problems and the disgusting rhetoric that is coming out of some people's mouths towards immigrants. And people need to live their lives. If someone is detained, most people have the right to see a judge. If you are detained, don't sign away your rights. Ask to see a judge. And there are lawyers out there at every price point who can help you. So again, people should not be afraid to seek medical attention, to go to the movies, go out to eat, attend school, because when there is a time of terror, you cannot give in to it. You must resist the terror. With that, I'm going to try to speak in Spanish, and I'm hoping that Joseph will give me a grade afterwards. So, la Clínica Legal de Chicago fue establecido en 1982 por dos nuevos abogados que acaban de hacerse abogados. Y la razón era porque había acerías en el sur de Chicago, y cuando había muchas acerías había tiendas, restaurantes, puede ir a una película, pero después que se cerraron las acerías, la gente ha perdido sus negocios y la gente que vivía ahí no tuvo dinero para pagar a un restaurante, a un negocio. Entonces había mucho, la gente necesitaba ayuda legal y no había ayuda legal gratis o por poco costo. Entonces se establecieron la clínica legal de Chicago en un solo cuarto en el sur de Chicago. Después abrieron una oficina en Pilsen, donde yo trabajo, también en Austin, y hay una oficina en el centro. Hay 2 oficinas que dan ayuda gratis en las cortes de foreclosure y también de mantenimiento de los niños. Y hay una oficina que da ayuda gratis a los estudiantes de Harold Washington College, donde soy profesora. Entonces, si usted tiene un problema legal como foreclosure, inmigración, usted necesita ayuda porque está en una situación de violencia doméstica, quiere comprar una casa o vender una casa, hay de llamar a la oficina 773-731-1762, 773-731-1762. Llámenos, por favor, entre las horas de 9 hasta las 5, el lunes hasta el viernes. Llámanos, por favor. Hay mucha gente de habla español y necesito decir que vivimos en una época bien fea. Hay mucho miedo. Hay de vivir su vida. Ir al médico, las escuelas, cenar. Y si usted está detenido, es muy importante que no firme ningún papel. Es importante que pide por la oportunidad de hablar con un juez, de una audiencia judicial. La mayor parte de la gente detenida tiene este derecho. Entonces es muy importante y con mucho cuidado. Hay abogados que costa mucho, costa poco. Hay abogados que pueden darle ayuda. Por favor, tiene miedo de un notario público que no es abogado aquí en este país. Entonces, ahora discutiremos cosas un poco más agradables. The Spanish Coalition. So, again, welcome.
Thank you, Caroline.
So, Joseph, can you please tell us a little bit about what is the Spanish Coalition for Housing? So please tell us.
Absolutely. So Spanish Coalition for Housing is a nonprofit HUD certified, that's Housing and Urban Development certified housing counseling organization servicing Chicagoans, City of Chicago, Cook County, and Collier counties across the region to meet their affordable housing needs. We do that in a variety of ways. One in particular is at the core of our programming is through housing counseling. So we support prospective home buyers to prepare to become homeowners. We do that through looking at connecting and engaging their current financial health, how they move towards a path of becoming homeowners, connecting with educational resources. And I'm joined here by my colleague Raquel Garcia, who will talk a bit more about some of the work in our home buyer program as well as our financial literacy program. So before we move there, so home buying has been a key to both building our wealth in our communities across Chicago. We service a little over 10,000 households annually, and we've been doing this for a little over 45 years.
So I'm curious, where are you located? Because that's very important.
Yes. So the great thing is we're citywide. We have 3 offices across Chicago. We have our northwest office that's near Armitage and Pulaski, so that's 1922 North Pulaski, and that's located within the Hermosa community. We have our Pilsen office that is on 1915 South Blue Island, and that's right in the Pilsen community. And then we have our southeast office that's on 91st and Commercial, and that is 9015 South Commercial, and that is 9010 South Commercial, and that is at our southeast office community. So the great thing is that we are highly accessible in these regions. We're located close to major public transportation. Folks can drive to our offices, but also we're available through our education counseling that happens through a one-on-one basis. Folks come in, they seek services about their affordable housing needs. Also to our group workshops. We offer workshops across Chicago in our offices and and at our partner locations across the communities around home buying, to get to know the process of home buying, the resources that are available to folks. But we also offer financial coaching and capability where folks are uncertain how to improve their credit, to think about their credit, to demystify the whole household budgeting process and why that's important, not only to build financial health and wealth, but also to improve your employment opportunities as well, because many employers look at that and then to move on to home ownership.
So since this is a program that concerns immigrants and immigration, a lot of your staff are Spanish speaking, and
Correct.
Do you service people who don't speak English?
Correct, yes. So we have about 98% of our staff are Spanish speaking, so all of our programs are offered in Spanish and English. Our housing counselors and coaches that provide our educational workshops in both Spanish and English. We do our one-on-one consultations and coaching in Spanish and English. I would say probably out of the 10,000 households we service, I would say a good majority of them are primarily Spanish-speaking households, with a growing majority that are mixed English and Spanish
So
as well.
I want to do just a little bit of a commercial.
Sure.
And the reason is that there is a very important resource that is being offered, a scholarship and financial resource fair. It's being offered on the 25th of Thursday. You do have to register in Inglés y en Español. To find out where you can get scholarships and financial resources so you can get a formal education. So again, I really want very much that people understand that this is a way that you can start earning money by getting a good college education and a good job so that you can aspire to become a client of the Spanish Coalition for Housing and Buying a Job. Now, I'm going to also do another commercial in a few moments for the Spanish Coalition, but right now let's resume the program.
Absolutely, thank you, Caroline. And one other thing I do want to highlight, that as an organization, we not only help folks become homeowners, we help them to preserve their homes. So we do have a foreclosure prevention program that we partner with the state of Illinois. We were also part of the Cook County Court mediation program as well. So folks who are struggling with their mortgages, there are still resources out there to help them. And we partner with the state of Illinois Hardest Hit Fund, where eligible households can get up to $35,000 in mortgage assistance to help them pay their mortgage.
It's amazing that there still is, people think the crisis is over, but it isn't.
It is not. It is not. This past year, we served over 1,000 households still struggling with their mortgages. But in the same light, we also served a little over 1,200 households who are on the path to home ownership. So you see the dynamics. There's still a need for targeted foreclosure prevention work. One of the other programs that we've seen a growth in that we have is our rental assistance program. So not only are we servicing homeowners and prospective homeowners, but also renters who we have an emergency fund. So where folks have a hardship and need to pay their monthly rent and have an emergency setback like a emergency medical situation or had been a victim of a crime and can document that, we have funding that can help them make their rental payments as well. And then we have emergency mortgage assistance in that same level. So we do we look to support folks in their dire time of need for emergencies, but also help them on their path to home ownership and build their financial wealth through financial coaching.
So I want to remind anyone that's watching that if you want to call in a question, we're happy to answer them. The number on the screen is 312-738-1060. 312-738-1060 si tiene preguntas. I also want to ask, how do we contact the Spanish Coalition?
Yes.
You're talking about these great programs. How do we contact you?
So people can reach out to us at our main number, which is 773-342-7575. That's 773-342-7575. And we can direct them to the office nearest them. They can also find us online at www.sc4housing, that's SC, the number 4, housing.org.
So I think it's a good opportunity for me to show a flyer because you have an important event
Yes.
coming up, and that will support the Spanish Coalition.
Absolutely. So we have our third annual Making Dreams Come True event. This year we're hosting it at Loft on Lake, November 1st, 2018. It's an opportunity to celebrate our partners, our families in which we served. We're honoring 3 families who have successfully came out and either purchased homes or improved their financial health. We're also honoring our Illinois Attorney General for her work in supporting homeowners and becoming advocates for consumers across Illinois with our Building Communities Together. It's November 1st at begins at 5:36 p.m. So come on out. It's great. It's a live entertainment. We have great hors d'oeuvres, and come out and support the work that we're doing to continue to support homeowners and renters and folks across the community to support their affordable housing needs.
On the flyer, I see that you have the website address
Yes.
if people want to do that. So I think, again, it's important to support this wonderful organization.
Yes, excellent.
Okay,
Thank you, Carol.
Jessica, you have information that you would like to give to us.
Yes, Raquel.
I'm sorry, Raquel, Jessica's sitting outside. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, so, we have financial capability program, if you're unsure where your credit is at, if you're looking for advice on, saving, budgeting, even getting a credit score. We have some of the unserved communities out there, and you don't have to have a social to take advantage of our financial capability program.
Social Security number?
Correct. You don't have to have, there are products out there for credit cards, loans, for those who do not have a valid social using an ITIN. You can also own your own home if you don't have a valid social. There are products out there that we can refer you to. If you're not financially ready, you're not sure where you're at, just come to one of our offices, sit down one-on-one with, for example, myself, a housing counselor. Let's go ahead and, create an action plan, what your next step is. We're there to guide you throughout your whole process. We're unbiased information, so there's never a question, that you would have to Google. Just pick up the phone, ask for our advice, and, we'll try to help out as much as we can. Again, it's as simple as budgeting and saving, all the way to improving your credit score and all the way to owning your own home.
So that if I were interested in getting myself set up financially so that I'm able to buy a house, you'd have to establish a credit history?
Right. For most programs, you do need a valid a credit score. There are some programs that if you don't have any credit that also help you. But, really, we should be the first stop, right, for anybody that's thinking of buying, or, you never know down the road if maybe homeownership is not something that will be a goal for you for the next 12 months. It might be in 5 years, right? So I should at least start working with you on building your savings, improving or starting a credit score, right?
So it's basically becoming sort of a plan,
Correct.
and then by step following through with the plan.
Yes.
Exactly. So, and at any time, we always give referrals. We don't have the actual financial products. What we do is we communicate with different products out there, and we really look to see what is helping our community, what is helping our clients.
Right.
Right.
And it goes really to also to educate our clients and becoming informed consumers, so they
Correct.
can make those informed choices. Because one of the things we look to advocate for is around affordable lending products across both small and national banking partners who do business in the mortgage space. So we've been so the great thing is that they said the market has gradually improved for prospective home buyers. There are a lot of new tools like down payment and closing cost assistance available, and that's an ideal opportunity for folks to explore that path and to definitely look to our agency as Spanish Coalition for Housing as your partner in that path to home ownership.
And are your services just limited to people living in the city of Chicago?
No, not at all. We're across the city of Chicago, Cook County, and its suburbs, and as well as collar counties of Illinois.
Really? Out the
Yes.
collar counties too? I didn't know
Yes.
that. That's really fabulous.
So we do have a broad reach, and then Raquel in our office in South Chicago, we also support homeowners who are interested in purchasing as far northwest as Northwest Indiana as well.
Right. Correct.
Really,
Right.
Northwest
Yes.
Indiana? Wow. That's
So
that's really
multi-state.
something.
It's multi-state, yeah.
So again, your services are to the area of I don't think Southeast Chicago has ever really come back from when the steel mills are there. So this is a very, very important service that you offer.
Right. So exactly. So we have clients, even though we're in the southeast, the communities around there are stabilizing, especially the way the Chicago rental market is. I see a lot of my clients are making maybe a $50 adjustment to their rental into a mortgage payment. So, build your own net worth, have something that you can call your own, and stabilize those communities.
Right.
That's what we need in order to help out our stabilize those communities, is to have more homeowners, right?
So you help people, you educate them and put them on the path that they can. You also have some landlords that you help out with landlords too. I love that program.
Yes, we do have our Chicago Bilingual Landlord Association, in which that program connects small landlords, 2 to 4 unit property owners across Chicago with technical support, education around how to maintain code compliance with the City of Chicago's building codes, two, to gain knowledge and resources around how to maintain affordability for your properties. And then one of the emerging opportunities we've been fortunate enough to collaborate with Chicago Legal Clinic and Caroline is to establish an additional educational series for our landlords very interested in asset protection and how to manage their properties, which includes conversations around limited liability company and how that can be a consideration.
It is so critically important because people are willing to take a chance and then something unexpected happens and financially you can be ruined. So we do appreciate it. It's been particularly fun for me because I teach this at Harold Washington College. And so I'm so excited to be actually sharing all of what I've been honored to be able to do at the college, to be sharing it with the community. So I'm very, very excited that we have this collaboration.
Yes.
So again, if I were thinking maybe down the road I'd want to buy a house and establish myself, my first step would be to call, maybe repeat the number.
Sure, so they can reach us at 773-342-7575. That's 773-342-7575, and we can connect you with the appropriate service.
Okay, can I ask you to say that in Spanish just in case we're flashing people?
Sí. Si ustedes quieren comunicar con nosotros sobre nuestros servicios, nos puedes hablar al número al 773-342-7575, 773-342-7575. Nomás nos das tu domicilio, nosotros te dejamos saber cuál oficina te queda más cerca y te podemos comunicar con esa oficina.
Thank you, that was wonderful. The other thing I would notice, having been to all 3 offices, is that there is parking on the street.
Yes.
Which if you live in the city of Chicago, you know how that is so incredibly important to be able to park on the street without going and hunting or paying so
Right,
much
or
money
feeding
for
a meter,
parking,
yes.
a feeding meter, or going into a parking lot. So again, not only are there great programs, but there's accessibility,
Yes.
which is, I think, critically important. Is there anything else that you would like to add? We've talked about the event. Are there other events that you might want to mention?
Sure, so I just want to invite people to look online at our website, scforhousing.org, and we list our monthly calendar of workshops offered across Chicago. So we're averaging a little over maybe 200 workshops every year. So there's a
Wow.
workshop happening every week. So I just invite folks, if you're interested in building your credit, just gauging the process for home ownership, these are workshops that you want to come to. And our workshops and services are free. There are some nominal cost to the Landlord Association if you'd like to become a member, but there's some benefits to that as well. We just invite people to reach out to us by phone or take a look online, and we're here to help you.
That's wonderful. So I really want to thank you, Joseph and Raquel, for coming on the show and talking about your services, and I look forward to
Thank you for having
continued
us.
collaboration. And I would like to mention that the Chicago Legal Clinic and our program of immigration issues will be back on the 3rd Wednesday in November to talk about the services of Irish Community Services, which has an array of immigration and social programs. We look forward to seeing you, and we want to thank you for watching the show this evening. And please be careful. Tenga cuidado. Be careful out there. Remember that you have rights, que tiene derechos. Don't sign away your rights to either a mortgage lender or an
Right.
immigration person. It's very important that you preserve your rights. And again, I want to invite you, if you have legal problems, to please contact the Chicago Legal Clinic, 773-731-1762, 773-731-1762. Gracias, buenas noches, thank you, and good evening.
Yeah.